Hello, welcome to Driven Auto Care. I am so glad that you are joining our team, and this is the first of a series of videos that you will be watching with me, Arun. I'm the founder of this company, and you probably know that because you probably talked to me if it is close to 2025, or maybe we're far in the future and this video is still relevant, but hey, I'll leave that comment in there for posterity's sake. Anyways, this video is basically designed to explain to you the vision of Driven Auto Care and some of our culture that you can expect when you come to work here. I created Driven Auto Care to change the perception of automotive service in the US. When I was a kid, my parents took their cars to the dealership and only to the dealership. They bought cars new and they took them to the dealership because they were the only people that we could trust to reliably have enough skills to work on our cars, whether they were new or not. And that is what we did. Beyond that, we took all the change out of the car. We locked the glove box. We made sure there's no valuables in the car. And it was basically as if the service department was guaranteed to scam you, and no independent shop could be trusted at all to work on your car. That was my experience growing up. When I became an adult, I fell in love with cars. I was in love with cars as a kid, but as I grew into adulthood, got some of my own money, I started getting my own cars. And I wanted to modify them and maintain them and take care of them and do what needed to be done with my cars to drive them with confidence. I like to drive fast and to know that I'm taking care of something that is a very prized possession of mine. Unfortunately, I learned two things very quickly. Number one, I was very easily disappointed by the level of service that I was getting from everyone who I was willing to pay to work on my cars. And number two is I am not to be trusted using these two hands to work on cars without breaking something. I have tried to DIY. I built my own track car from scratch in my garage using a Craigslist BMW 330 Ci that I bought with 170,000 miles. I did all the work myself and built a track car in the garage. I broke more bolts than I took off successfully. Let's just say that. I struggled with every single piece of it, and I have a ton of respect for what professional technicians are able to accomplish with the right set of tools and a great skill set. I've watched a ton of automotive repair and service YouTube to know all of the technical capability that goes into fixing modern cars correctly. And I have a huge appreciation for the service providers and the professionals in the automotive service industry. But as I went around to different types of shops and got different types of services, whether it was modifications to my suspension, modifications to performance, maintenance, body work, whatever it was, I was usually disappointed. I felt that I was being delayed, I felt that I was being deceived, or I felt that when I picked up my car, it wasn't even fixed and I was being disappointed. These are the 3 Ds of automotive service that are the sins that this industry has committed for years. Over-promising, under-delivering, overcharging, scamming people, and generally being dishonest to the general public in a way that has completely ruined the perception of this industry. Driven Auto Care is going to change that, and you have been identified as someone who has the skills and the ethical backbone to make that happen. We need high performers who have high integrity and a high desire to deliver excellent customer experiences in order to get to a place where this business has a big enough scale and big enough brand recognition on a national level so that we can effectively change the perception of automotive service in the United States. We will accomplish this by taking this company public. We will list our stock on a stock exchange, and you have the opportunity to get paid in stock options in addition to your compensation, to your wages. Because of this, the brand will be able to become more well recognized around the country when it is talked about on Wall Street. This is the world that I came from. I am an accountant by trade. I was a CPA. I worked in big accounting firms consulting for the biggest automotive companies in the world. And I learned that my passion for cars was better suited, focused on building something from scratch and focusing on cars specifically than working for somebody else and working on all different types of clients. I wanted to have my own thing, and that is what Driven Auto Care has become. So, how will we accomplish getting onto a stock exchange? How will we accomplish getting that big? We're just a little independent business. How can we possibly accomplish that? Well, if structured correctly, every shop can make enough money to buy another shop every year. You can buy a small independent repair shop in the US today for around $100,000. Once you've renovated and taken into account all of the additional investments you need to make once you buy the shop, you're looking at somewhere around $150,000 to $200,000 all in invested into a single operating location. How hard is it for a single operating location to make $200,000 a year? Well, if you have one really good advisor who is also the manager of the location and two very capable technicians, which you probably are one of those two things, you can, through that one location, make enough money to buy another shop after tax every single year. That is what we have set up here. Every shop can make enough money and pay you better than you can get paid at any other type of shop and make enough money to buy another shop every year under our operating model. We run small shops. We run high-end operations and charge accordingly. We are not cheap. We take pride in our work. We stand behind excellent warranties, and we provide the best customer experience that exists in automotive service today in order to change the perception of the industry. It is through this growth and through this level of service that we will accumulate reviews and additional locations until the entire country recognizes the name Driven Auto Care. That is what I am aiming to do with this company, and that's my promise to you, is that I'm not going to stop aiming for that. And so I thank you very much for coming along on this journey with us. Here's some more things that you can expect with this company. I don't want you to sign up, get in, and then coast. If you do that, you will fail in this company. If you instead decide to focus on how you can improve yourself and your shop and the operation as a whole, the region that you're in, you can find additional locations, you can figure out the next technical capability that we need to take on as a company, you will be rewarded. We need to find people who can innovate. We need to find people who will roll up their sleeves and get shit done. That is what we're doing here. I will not tolerate people who just want to sit around and collect a paycheck. That is not what we do. You will be required to therefore work hard and achieve high levels of performance in terms of your metrics and your attitude on a day-to-day basis. We want people who come in with a positive attitude to accomplish big things, and those things can be accomplished on a day-to-day basis provided you have that good attitude. That is a requirement of working here as well. Now, I want to get into our core values. We have 4 of them. They are, number 1, every second counts. Speaks for itself. Use urgency to get things done. Every second of the day here matters. There's not a moment where your time isn't valuable. So treat it like that. Your time is very meaningful, and every second should be spent doing something that adds value to society. You're at work because you want value. You want to get paid. I understand that. And this company exists to add value to society. We add value to our customers' lives. That's why they pay us, and that's what allows us to pay you your salary. See how that works? You provide value, you get money from customers. That's typically how a business works, as I'm sure you're aware. But furthermore, it basically means that you need to focus on utilizing your time wisely in this business. Second core value, always raising standards. We need to make sure that we are constantly learning and constantly getting better as a company. I know I'm doing that, and you need to do that as well. We need to make sure that our standards are constantly elevating in terms of ethics, quality, education, whatever it is, we need to be getting better at it every single day. Number 3 is lead by example. This core value is dedicated to knowing that you take ownership of everything you do. And you, no matter what level you are in the company, have the opportunity to lead. You have the opportunity to demonstrate what good success at Driven Auto Care looks like. You have the opportunity to take care of another customer. You have the opportunity to not cut the corner on that repair. You have the opportunity to diagnose that car more accurately and with better data. You have the opportunity to identify another shop that we can grow into with a rapid level of success. These are all ways in which you, no matter what level you are, you can impact the total standard and culture of this company. So don't ever lose that attitude. And the last core value is that you love what you do. We are here because of a passion for this industry. Pretty much everybody that we've interviewed and who ends up successful at Driven Auto Care is passionate, not just about making money, not just about collecting the paycheck and then going home, but they want to see this industry succeed. Whether you have a ton of experience and you've done this for your whole career and you love seeing an automotive repair shop succeed, or whether you are brand new in this industry, you're just starting out, you have less experience, but you love cars and that's what got you here in the first place, we want you to leverage that love to make this job successful for you. There will always be bad days. No matter what your business is, there will always be bad days and there will always have times where there's difficulty. That love is what will propel you through to be successful in the long term. The last thing, what does Driven Auto Care look like as an employment opportunity? Well, I'd like you to think about your alternatives. The dealership. We're not going to just churn through you like another number. Whether you're a full line tech or a lube tech or a service writer, we don't expect you to turn 200% efficiency or deal with 40 cars a day. We actually are aiming for a pretty low stress work environment relative to the dealership. You don't need to go kill yourself just to make your numbers, but you need to have a passion for what you do and do it really, really well. You should focus more on your competency rather than your speed. Although every second counts, that means that your value counts every second, not that your speed counts every second. The next option, going and working for a franchise chain. These places are never going to pay that well. Why do I say that? Because their prices are low. They're trying to compete for that $30 oil change. They're trying to make sure that a brake job is $500. Therefore, whether you're a technician making $25 an hour or an advisor making $50 grand a year, that's all they're going to pay you. Driven Auto Care is different. We're aiming for quality. You need to be quality. We're going to pay for that quality from you, but we're not going to fight for the customers that don't respect that quality. So if you are considering going and working for a place like that, that's what you have to look forward to. They're not racing to the top and aiming for the best that you can offer. They're trying to grind you to the lowest number that you can get to so that they can offer it on to the customer and hopefully make some money in the middle. Now, that model has worked for a while for suspension and brakes and things like that, but cars are hard. Eventually, these people end up leaving those types of businesses, those types of shops, because they can't offer everything. We can. So what's your last option? The independent shop. Some of you may actually be able to succeed at Driven Auto Care, even if this is the type of employment opportunity that you want. You want to work for the small mom and pop. You want to work for the company where they know your name and they treat you really well and they don't put a lot of pressure on you. While this isn't a low pressure work environment, you do have a relatively relaxed day-to-day life at Driven Auto Care. Like I said, your operating model is one manager/advisor and two technicians doing 8 cars a day or something like that. We aim for a high quality of service. Quality isn't something that can be rushed and banged out the door in the same day. In a lot of cases, we don't need you to focus on only the numbers. And that's important. This is a company where you can succeed at that level, but frankly, if you just want to milk the clock or figure out a way to play it easy and take your time and not really have to learn any new skills or anything like that, this is not the place for you. There's lots of independent shops where you can hide and just work on what you know how to work on and succeed at that level for your entire career, but this is not it. We're going to push you to be your best. So if you can step up to that level, this is a place for you. If you just want to coast and you can hide at a small independent shop with no runway for future career growth, but that's what you want, that works for you. So those are your alternatives. And frankly, I think that in this environment, you will become the best at your job that you can possibly become because everyone around you is fighting for you to become that person. We don't hire people so that they can struggle forever. We hire you so that you can thrive in your position, you can make more money than you've ever made anywhere else, and you can make the most customers the happiest that they've ever been in the process of achieving something massive, changing the industry in a way that makes this brand nationally recognized. Can you name an independent repair shop brand that exists on a national level? No, you can't. They don't exist. You think about the franchises that exist, the Meineke's, the Midases, the Christian Brothers, the whatever it is, they are all owned by independent franchisees. They are not a national chain. You have publicly traded companies with 1,000 to 3,000 locations. They are also not an independent repair shop that is a singular brand known on a national level. They just acquire tire shops for the most part and succeed by putting them all into this family of brands. You're not going to accomplish anything as a family of brands as far as changing the way an industry is perceived because the brand is meaningless. The brand at that point has no value. Driven Auto Care is the company that you should be proud to work for because of what we are trying to accomplish here. So, with all that said, there's plenty of tactical training coming up for you to watch here. So I hope you stay focused on that. I know this was a long intro, but I hope you can see the passion that is behind this company and where we are trying to go. And with that said, I hope that you can stay driven, and I hope to see you soon.